is 8:02 on a Saturday morning. Rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's doing in the world of weather. Oiga, Voltismere, do we have some things to talk about today? Live look outside. Port Canaveral. I see a couple of cruise ships. Canaveral Princess, you can see its wake. It just went out. If you're new to Coffee Talk, we always watch the Canaveral. I always watch the Canaveral Princess. It's pretty. I want to go. It is what it is. So there you go. Otherwise, it's a nice, quiet start to the day. Let's look into the Lee Vista Taft area. There's down to the airport we go. Not too bad. Tourist district, it's a little hazy. We have had some fires around. So we've got some smoke in the air, some particles around. Air quality has taken a bit of a tumble. I just want to point that out real fast. If you're a sensitive breather, here you go. Particularly kind of southwest of the metro, we're dealing with that, but it is something that I want to make sure you know about. All right. All right. So that's where we're at in terms of air. I do want to pop right over to our first warning live Doppler radar because, first off, models have not done a great job with this. Second off, there are already storms. And third off, they're getting closer than they should be. Love that. All right. Let's zoom in and see what's doing on our live radar, okay? Zooming it in. Yeah, some heavy stuff. It's showing up on our radar. Our radar is not the closest, but I love our radar, so I'm going to show it. And you can very clearly see those storms kind of lifting toward Gainesville, Newbury, Archer. Those areas are going to get this thunderstorm. But if you live in Marion, if you live in Sumter County, certainly you're going to hear some distant rumbles of thunder. The question that I have is how close to our area does this rain try to stumble? Right? It's got plenty of heavy downpours. I'll switch over to the Tampa radar, and that kind of gives you a more complete shot. And you can see, though, its momentum does have it working our direction, right? It's forward building. It hasn't stalled out. So at least we have to consider that some of our areas could get a little bit of rain, particularly our western areas this morning, okay? Temperatures out the door, lowish 70s. Forecast for today, first off, shows the rain opportunity this morning out west. Then we reset the atmosphere. We're going to go with like a mostly cloudy sky today. Then into the afternoon, we get the showers and the thunder showers firing up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 p.m. The storms will be with us, okay? So that's kind of where we're at right now. Before I move on, questions about where we're at here. Questions, comments, concerns. We'll start there and then we can move on from there. All right? But I want to make sure that we have the opportunity. Questions, comments, concerns. It's a Saturday. It's going to be a beautiful day. I hope that you have whatever you have planned today. I hope that it's a beautiful, beautiful day until the storms pop up. Matt says, commenting on Facebook, casting from the TV from YouTube. Well, hopefully you've got a beautiful 1920 by 1080 signal. Hopefully everything's good. Let it rain in Umatilla, Kara says. Yep. Nautilus, peak wind gust of 61.3 miles per hour on my device. From when? From yesterday? What did I get at my house? I haven't even checked, to be honest. Tempest. Hold on a second. It actually rained, Matt says, in Mount Dora yesterday. Absolutely. I got 6/10 of an inch of rain yesterday. And what is today's? The 10th. Yesterday, my peak wind gust, 9 miles an hour. Awesome. I hit 92 at my house yesterday. Yeah. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. All right. All right. Now, people were asking about if there's a severe threat. Yes, if you look at that 5, 7, 9 time frame, we've got our impact icons on there. So yes, we've definitely got the threat for some stronger storms. So let's do this. Let's dial up our futurecast here and let's fire it up. Okay. First off, this morning, showing some of that rain. Hold on a second. Sorry. Showing some of that rain out west, but it keeps it's bringing it into Marion County, but it's not like a significant thing. This is a brand new run of Futurecast, all right? So it's bringing it in. our western areas may get a little bit of rainfall this morning. Then we recycle the atmosphere, and then watch how by like 3:30, 4 o'clock, we start to see those storms firing up. 5 p.m. into the metro. This is the new data. 6, 7 o'clock, stormy weather around, and then perhaps even a resurgence around 9 o'clock before it starts to fade thereafter. All right. So, yes, we've got the storms in the forecast for sure. So, for planning purposes, think about it like this. For most of us, morning and midday is looking nice and quiet. Do we get the thunderstorms out west? Sure. Could some of that play into you? Sure. It is what it is. But 4 to about 10 p.m., the models are trying to figure it out, but that's when the majority of us are going to be dealing with that impact weather. All right. Kara says Umatilla seems to have a bubble over it. It rained great Wednesday night. Nothing Thursday, and last night was barely anything. Well, if it rained, Kara, then you don't have your bubble. But point taken. Yeah, we'll see. I would imagine that we're going to have plenty of opportunities to see rainfall here the next couple of days. Let's see here. That's supercell composite, energy helicity, tornado threat. I'm looking for accumulation, freeze duration, frost and freeze. Hold on. Rainfall. Where is all of my rainfall products? Okay, here we are. All right. So, futurecast rainfall. I'm just going to put this on. We'll just roll that beautiful bean footage. This is our futurecast through Monday, 2 a.m. It's clearly focusing most of the activity now metro and west. So the last couple of days have definitely been metro east. Clearly, the model is showing more metro west. That's great. That's fine. I actually need to also change the banner. You see at the top, I need to change to this because it's the heavier rainfall product, right? Hold on. It's thinking. Let it think. Because we've now got some of the deeper like goldenrod colors. So that means, we're not like right in there, the red, the brown. So now you're talking 5 to 8 inches with some spots over the next couple days getting over 8 inches of rain. Now I wouldn't go that crazy, but gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. Meanwhile, Lawrence says 2+ inches of rain in northwest Apopka. Love that. Matt says, beautiful 1080p rocking it like a 2005 Best Buy TV department. In 2005, did we have 1080 or was it all 720 back then? I mean, I used to broadcast Coffee Talk in 720, but we're 1920 by 1080 now. I could even do it in 4K, but the weather graphics are not 4K. So you don't need to see my nose hairs in 4K resolution. Really. All right. Nautilus says, now that should put a decent dent in the drought. It should. And as a matter of fact, for the year, if we look at the rainfall numbers, there's a definitive change. Clearly, Orlando was almost 7 inches behind. We're now 3 inches and change behind. We're doing much, much better. Shauna says, thoughts on Monday night air travel coming into MCO, risk of delays 10 p.m. I would almost expect delays going into MCO. So we had talked about this. Let's just look at the 7-day forecast together, okay? Um, we've got the opportunity for showers and thunder showers today. Check. Tomorrow, almost identical, and Monday, even stormier. So let's do this. Let's look at Futurecast for tomorrow. All right? All right, where are we at? Nope, hold on. All right, so here's tomorrow afternoon. This is where we're going to start seeing the activity firing up, okay? Follow me through time here. All right, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. It's getting stormier and stormier, okay? 7 o'clock on Sunday. The first part of the day looks to be just fine. It really and truly looks to be just fine. But, into 7, 8 o'clock, that's where it goes widespread, lots and lots of activity around. That's why I think tomorrow is going to be a higher coverage of storms. Then we look ahead from tomorrow into Monday. There's a storm system out over Louisiana. If you follow our long range forecasting, it's exactly what we had expected it to be. But as it evolves and works our direction, yeah, that has enough spin in the atmosphere. Not only are we talking about the potential for an isolated tornado, gusty winds, etc., but there's a ton of rainfall there. A ton of rainfall. Monday, flooding is a possibility. Absolutely a possibility. So, going back to our 7-day forecast, then, okay, we start off with showers and thunder showers, right? Heavy stuff. By Monday, rain coverage rises, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that rain coverage drops off just a little bit. For my coastal communities, I need to move the Mother's Day icon, so bear with me a second. But here's your 7-day forecast. Let me just move the Mother's Day icon. Perfect. Click Save. Here's your coastal 7-day forecast. Again, showing the storms around next couple of days, looking better. But even along the coast, watch those temperatures climbing Thursday into Friday. All right? All right, listen. Enough. Do you have questions? Do you have comments? Do you have concerns? Anything. Rockville going to be hot next week. I was actually just talking to a friend over there. Um, Gotta tell you, forecast at least looks drier and not as stormy, so at least you got that going for you. Right? Lynn says, can barely hear this on YouTube, volume low. The volume doesn't seem low on my end, so I don't know. I don't know. A guy is asking heat wave for next weekend. Yeah. Kind of looks like a bit of a heat wave for us. But that's where we're at for the time of year. That storm system that's moving through Monday into Tuesday, that storm system is associated with a cold front. And what's so interesting, right, is the fact that that cold front is the reason we haven't started the rainy season. You see how we bloop, go dry Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? There's that. Rainy season ain't here yet. Yeah, you have to stop those cold fronts from moving in. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. I hope everyone has a great Saturday. Remember, be the star in someone else's day. I love that. Victoria's asking, hubby is asking, should he mow the lawn in West Melbourne this morning or tomorrow? Well, I would say to him, depends. Victoria, do we have kids? If so, tomorrow morning, because then he could use that as a Mother's Day present. I got you. I'm mowing the lawn. If no kids, then get it done today, get it done and over with. Either way, the morning time frame is looking fine. Yeah. All right. Planning on Animal Kingdom on Monday for us. Can we sneak the park in early Monday? Yeah, morning time frame is going to be looking fine. Yeah. Thoughts on the poor people going to rock the country tonight? Listen, there's going to be some storms. It's one of those things we'll just have to watch. Jeannie Rowan says he needs to make breakfast tomorrow. There you go. My grass is turning green now. Finally, we're turning the corner. We're working on the drought. We're getting there. Little by little by little. Live in Florida 50 years. Didn't used to start raining until June. Um, I mean, we could go in and look at data. Like every year is different. Every pattern is different, Chris. Memory is what it is. Like I have certain memories, and when I go and look at the data, it doesn't exactly line up with it. So, to that point, everything is always changing, right? You're changing, I'm changing, the climate, everything is always evolving. But what I thought, I used to say, oh, it didn't rain until 2 o'clock every afternoon. And then I go look at old radar data and I'm like, well, crap, actually, it looks almost identical to today. So it's just one of those things, right? Memory always fails us. Somebody was asking about the threats for severe weather for us for today. Let me dial that up for you. Right? So for today, our severe weather threats, it looks like hail once again and damaging winds once again are going to be our big things. Okay? Matt says data is always pesky like that. It's true. Be the maddest cloud in someone's day. Okay. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Atmospheric river coming Monday. No more droughts for Central Florida after. Well, we're helping. I mean, we're definitely helping things. We're definitely helping our drought concerns, which I'm not going to argue with whatsoever. Yeah. All right. Questions? Other questions? Other comments? Thoughts on Disney this afternoon, tomorrow with a little one. I mean, I would say this afternoon's going to get stormy. Tomorrow afternoon's going to get stormy. So do the best you can, right? You want to go and do the things. I may end up down there. I don't know. I'm going to know that I'll be watching that radar like a hawk. And when it's time to go, it's time to go. So to that point, let's have a lesson. Okay. I want you all, trained on this. Okay. Let me unlock my phone here. Okay. So opening up the Wesh app. The bosses have not asked me to do this. I am not sitting here trying to push the Wesh app because the bosses have asked. I need you to know that. Okay, here's the Wesh app. Top left corner, you're going to scroll to weather. You're going to hit plus. You're going to hit radar. You're going to hit radar. All right, that's going to open up the interactive radar. Now, if you notice, the interactive radar is a big old national composite. I've said this before on Coffee Talk, but if you're new, there's 500-ish people here. Somebody's new. That composite radar is fine for the layperson. You are watching a Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live broadcast at 8:19 on a Saturday morning. You are not a layperson. So let's go into pro mode here. Bottom right corner, the little sandwich stack. Click it. Then you get options. You see this top left button here? First warning live Doppler radar. It's not radar. It's first warning live Doppler radar. Why is that important? Because when you click that and then you close the menu, notice you lose all of the radar except mine. You see that arc? The reason that you see that arc is because all of a sudden you have actually tapped into the live radar at Wesh. Okay? That means if my radar's down, it's down for you. That means that if we're all of the manipulation that I use to make it look perfect, you get, and you get a new frame every minute. So you can see these storms off of my live radar. Okay? You can see the sweep of storms moving in from the Gulf. The definition is very different. If we look at the composite, it's there and it's fine, but it's not single site radar. And composite versus single site is a very, very big difference. Pro mode. Okay? The lightning Groveland was wicked yesterday. Yep. Jeannie Rowan says for free. Yeah. And again, the bosses never asked me to do this. I'm telling you because I fought to get that in there. Frank's asking, can we tap into the Tampa radar? Not on the Wesh app. The Wesh app, the Tampa radar is a part of the composite. The only single site live radar that you get, the only single site radar that you get on the Wesh app is the Wesh radar. If you do want single site NEXRAD, which is the National Weather Service radar, then I would suggest the app called Radar Scope. Okay? Radar Scope, it's a $10 app. It lets you select single site and you can select the Tampa radar. And yeah, it gives you all the dual pole products and all that fun stuff. That's the Tampa radar. That's Radar Scope, okay? But when I was a kid, all I ever wanted was access to the Wesh radar. I was not a, I mean, I was a kid. I was a young man when they installed the thing. Yeah. Jacob says good apps beget advertising, and all I'm trying to do is point out a feature that is very special to that. I don't know how else to get access to any of the other TV station radars, or if they have that. I personally hope they don't, so that I could always have a competitive advantage. But here we are. But anyway, I just think that it's a very interesting little tidbit. Yeah. All right. Taylor says there's also a fun tool to show you storm directions too, so you know if you'll get the worst of it and tell you if there's hail or not. Oh, can you turn skits? I don't even know. Can you do that in the Wesh app? Can you turn on skits? Oh, overlays, storm tracks. I didn't even know. Look at that. You can put the storm tracks on there. Holy cannoli. Look at this. That's cool too. I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah. Son of a gun. Okie doke. All right. That's all I got. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes this is better. It's free. I look at NOAA app and my radar I pay. There you go. All right. All right. Listen, that's all I got. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for coffee talk. I'll see y'all later. Take care. Have a great Saturday.